begin this half hour with another unplanned adventure on the high seas, this time a terrifying ordeal for thousands of cruise ship passengers.
Again, a fire erupts through the stern of a Royal Caribbean cruise ship in the middle of the night. Passengers forced out of their beds. ABC's John Schriffen has the latest. Good morning, John.
John, Diana, good morning. This is yet another black eye for the cruise ship industry. The good news here is that no one was injured, but passengers were clearly shaken up. This is not exactly how cruise passengers expected to spend their holiday weekend.
In our life jackets.
Woken up in the middle of the night, told to put on life jackets because of this, a fire that broke out on board Royal Caribbean's Grandeur of the Seas.
Not a drill, not a joke. Everyone's freaking out.
The ship, with more than 2,200 passengers on board, had left Baltimore Friday for the Bahamas when a fire engulfed a dining and bar area. Passenger Danielle Miller, the woman on the right, says it was a frightening scene.
There was a light sparking and catching on fire, and they started lowering down the lifeboats. So we were just in a panic. There were people crying, like we were both just shaking, and we're like, I can't believe this is actually happening. We thought we were having a bad dream.
While the boat is visibly damaged, the ship never lost power, and there are no injuries. But passengers say it certainly wasn't pleasant, standing on the deck for 5 hours before being allowed to return to their cabins.
Shoulder to shoulder, a couple people fainted, people were throwing up.
How seriously is Royal Caribbean treating this incident? The president of the company has already flown down and tweeted these pictures of him surveying damage and meeting with passengers. Because of the fire, Royal Caribbean has decided to cancel the remainder of the trip, arranging flights back to Baltimore for all of the guests today. Now, the company has also decided to give a full refund for all of the passengers and a credit for a future voyage. John, Diana?
All right, John, what a nightmare. But I'll say this, a lot of people say this as well. Public relations-wise, it's not what you want to happen, but the company executives really handled it well, flying right to the Bahamas, meeting those passengers, shaking their hand, assuring them. They gave them the refunds. They flew them back at the company's expense.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we have the Carnival Cruise Line to look at as a comparison. This happened, earlier this year, and it was a nightmare for those people. Same as here. They were on there a lot longer, and it was just a delay in the reaction time that I think a lot of people are saying, well, Royal Caribbean probably
certainly
did
not
better.
Good for the industry. I've never been on a cruise, mainly because I'm just a little afraid of the idea of getting seasick, but you see these stories and you go, oh,
never mind.
Which is not what the cruise ship industry wants to hear.
Not at all. Yeah. And you really can have a wonderful time on cruises, but it really is kind of sad to see this. So here's what's really cool. Apparently, they not only handed out water, they made formula available to moms who needed to give babies their food, and they also held crying babies so that the parents could take a break. These are the crew members.
It's just like when something goes wrong with your airplane, when they're up front with you right away and they don't give you a bunch of runaround and make you wait on a million lines, it's a little easier to swallow.
No matter how bad it gets.
Right.
Okay.